What's going on? It's Toolbox here, just your average blue collar tamer, and we actually did something pretty sweet this weekend. I actually got to go to the Niagara regional event. So how I got to this event was completely random. So my buddies from my card shop, they invited me. So they were like, hey, the event's sold out, but you can do the side events. And I'm like, you know what? I need a break, need a vacation, let's go play some Digimon and all that. So I'm like, but can you send me the website? I just want to see something. So I checked the website and there was one ticket available. So I bought the last one. So out of the 388, I believe, that were able to go to this event, I was number 388. I didn't do that half bad for my first in-person event. I went 4-3-2, so winning record. Anywho, that's not even the craziest part. What's crazier than me getting the final ticket for this big event is what I ended up playing. I ended up playing, crazy enough, Agubond. I was thinking long and hard of what deck I was going to play for this event, and Agubond was my inevitable first choice. It's just the deck I've been playing since BT6. It's my favorite deck. It's just something my goal has always been to make it as meta relevant as possible. And I actually think I did fairly well against the big dogs of the format. So let's just get through the deck list. And if you went to the Niagara event and you happen to see my crazy Agubond build, this video is for you. And if you weren't there, this video is for you. Like and subscribe. And if you were at the event, really comment down below. Love to say hi. I met so many great people. It was an experience that I'm very excited I got to experience. All right, as we do, you start off with the eggs. We run 4 of the Coromon from BT14. Getting that, just if you hit a security, you draw a card. Drawing is really important, especially when you rely on a deck that utilizes tamers, and you just need a lot of your pieces. There's a little bit of setup. I mean, nothing crazy, but it's good to have. So that's why we run 4 of the Coromon. The last egg was such a flex egg. I had no clue which Coromon I was going to run. I went from the green Coromon, I went to the BT5 Coromon, but then I ended up with the Coromon from BT9, giving it plus 1000 to an Agumon or Greymon. Didn't realize how much this was. It was nice. It came up a good amount, especially with other cards in the deck. It definitely helps a lot, and I liked it at a 1-of. I don't know if I'd run it more because I think the draw's important early game to get set up, but near late game, if you happen to flip that egg, it's awesome. So can't complain. I liked my egg choices. All right, next we're going to talk about the level 3s of the deck. To start it off, I'm just going to do the Uko package, get that out of the way so everyone, because I'm sick and tired of this card. I think everyone is. With some instances, it's actually kind of needed, but I don't really like it in the build, if that makes sense. Like, it did its job when I needed it, but half the time I didn't need it, so I'm probably going to be cutting it, but down at least. But we run 3 of the BT16 Uko, Evo for 1, come out of raising, search the top 3, grab them, Digimon or Tamer, put the rest of the bottom of your deck, and then hatch. Simple, it's easy, everyone kind of knows what it does. I need it early game, but then after early game, never need it again. And of course, we tried out running one of the limited Ukomon. This card was borderline useless. I never felt like I needed this. Anytime I pretty much use this if I needed to trash something, it was the card I trashed. I'm definitely cutting this from the build, but it was there. It did things, I guess. But now we're gonna get into the actual good level 3s of the build. These are the ones that make the whole thing happen. So we're running 4 of the BT14 Agumon. Why this card is great is because it gives 2000 DP, of course, as an inheritable. But start a main lets you Digivolve into a Greymon if you have a tie. We run a lot of ties. That's kind of the whole idea of the deck. So pairing this up with the new Greymon support we have, you can steamroll up for a very limited amount of memory. You don't have to spend the 2 to go into a Greymon. And what I like about this build is all of the Agumons that I run, when they're in raising, if you keep them in Agumon, your opponent has no clue what your next play is going to be. And I think that's the cool part, because I made the build go 2 different avenues. So depending on the situation, I can go this way or I can go this way. So the Agumons help facilitate that. Next 4 we run is the 4 of the BT17 Agumon. This card at first did not think it was going to be good, then played it. Amazing. This really is the card. Once this is in, if this is in raising, your opponent really has no clue what you're going to do, because you got this in raising and a tie. You got Greymons in your trash. You just grab a Greymon. So I mean, you can grab a Greymon, Omnimon, or Garurumon. It's a part of that system, but generically I'm using it just for Greymons because that's all I run. This card's awesome. The inheritable never came up. You never use it. I don't run any DNA. And last, I think this may be my favorite Agumon I added, and this is an oldie. This is one I did not think I would run. It is BT6 Agumon. This is the Agumon 4 Bond. Never before, it was just never a play. Why this card is great is not even its inheritable anymore. It's its all turns effect. All turns, when Atakamiya is played, you gain a memory, and that's all turns. So if they hit one out of security, you're gaining a memory, possibly stealing turn. I mean, I did use its inheritable a good amount in this weekend. I actually had a point where I went into Agubond twice in the same game to win, which I've never done that before. I think this card really facilitated the fact that I got to use Bond more to end games than I used to. So it made the deck really feel like a Bond deck. Now we're going to get into the level 4s of the build. So this was probably one of the main level 4s we ran. It is the Greymon from BT17, the secret rare. It has when digivolving, if it has a Coromon and Cerebrals, gains 3000 DP. Then it will delete something the same DP or lower. So you have easy removal. You can avoid ace cards with it. You can just kill off the things that might ace you, and then you're good. Another really cool part is it has an all your turn effect of it has all of the names of all the level 3 and lowers in its stack. So you can do plays to where you have this, gain the DP, digital of an Agumon over top of it, as long as it has the black text box. So you can't do it with the BT6, but you can do it with the other 8, and then go into another one. So you can make it gain 6000 DP and delete something even bigger. I was able to do a lot of board clearing that way. And then it has an on deletion effect as you either hatch or you get to play a tie out. And then it has the inheritable is the same thing, hatch or play a tie out. You tie and Kari, but tie, that's what we're doing here. So next level 3 we are running 3 of the promo Agunimon. So now you kind of know where the other avenue of the build is. It has a when attacking, you may digivolve into an ancient Greymon in name, ignoring the digievolution steps for 2 memory. The inheritable never came up, just so you know. Never comes up. Last is I'm running, there are 2 burning Greymons. We got the BT7 one, because it evolves over a tamer for 2, and it's 6000 DP. That's the only reason. It avoids shine, ruin mode, and yeah. And then the next one is BT17 burning Greymon. It did evolve over tamers for 3, which was kind of unfortunate, but its main reason of being in the build is for its inheritable. We'll get into that later with the ancient Greymon, but giving it 2000 DP was important, and being purple was also good. They did their job. They're 6000 DP, they avoid ruin mode. It's everything you need from a hybrid. Level 5s, we're only running 3 Skull Greymon from BT14. When digivolving, by trashing a card, you may delete your lowest and their lowest. And then it has an on deletion effect of playing an Agumon out from your trash, and it gains rush if you have a tie. So paired up with the new Greymon and BT6 Agumon, this is a play to where you'll digivolve into this. You'll use his on deletion first, play out the Agumon. Then using the Greymon's on deletion, play out a tie from your hand. Then his turn activates, you gain a memory. So you can digivolve into it and still shoot it back to your turn. You can gain 1 memory, so making this a 2 evo instead of a 3, just with that combo. And it comes up a lot because once this is in your trash, it's completely recyclable. Now we're going to get into the level 6 of the deck. Level 6, we're running 3 Ancient Greymon. This is the new BT17 Ancient Greymon. It has secure attack +1. On play and when digivolving, you delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the same or less amount of DP. And then it has that on deletion effect, return 1 tamer and hybrid from your trash to your hand. Then you get to play a tamer out from your hand. Also has a Digicross -3 if you have an Aguni and a Burning Gray. You can hard play it and make this a 6 cost hard drop, delete something so you have a option card with legs, and that's come up a lot, and that's why the BT17 Burning Greymon was added into the build. Last level 6 we run is a 1 of War Greymon. Why we run this is because if your opponent has something 10,000 or more GP and you have a tie, you can digivolve it right over an Agumon for 4, and then it has the when digivolving Digimon gains raid and it may attack, and then it has when attacking security attack +1 and piercing if you have a tamer. It just let you go from Agumon to a level 6, swing, raid into something, kill it, pierce through it, and still do 2 security checks. It was good, and it caught people off guard because I don't think a lot of people, like, they knew of the card because it really isn't that old, but not many decks run it other than like the new Omnimon build kind of runs it. Other than that, it's kind of just a War Greymon that was thrown to the side. In the last of the Digimon, we are running 2 of the boy Agumon Bond of Bravery. This card, it's an oldie, and I know this. When I get the Ace card, because that's coming out at some point, it's gonna make the deck way better. But it has when attacking, if you have a tamer, you delete something 13,000 or less DP, and then if something was deleted, you get to trash the security. So this card allowed you to, if they had 1 security, they really had no security, because you can delete something, trash security, and then swing for game. Okay, now we're getting on to the tamers of the build. These are the guys that put a lot of the legwork in. We're running 4 of the BT6 tie. Your turn, when an Agumon or Greymon comes out of raising, you may gain a memory and draw a card. And then it has the main effect of you may digivolve an Agumon into an Agumon Bond of Bravery, ignoring the digital evolution requirements for 3, like ignoring the levels, and you do the cost, you trash 2 of your security, but then you get a bond. But then end of turn, it deletes itself. That's a big common trend. If I'm going to be skipping a lot, it will just delete itself at the end of turn. The other tie we run is BT17 tie and Kari. Reason why we run this card is because it has all turns. When you hatch, you gain a memory, you spend it. And then also another cool part is at the end of your turn, you may bottom deck it, draw a card, and play a tie out. Next card is 4 of EX1 Analog Youth. I gotta set up my trash. I gotta have ways to, if a level 5 or higher with inheritables is deleted, gaining memory and hatching. That's the whole goal. I'm going into my big ends, doing the checks. It dies at the end of the turn. I then use Analog Youth and the tie and Kari to shoot my memory back to my turn, and then I can be ready. The big thing with this build, if you don't have, you kind of want to constantly have something in raising, so you're just always keeping pressure, and this card lets you do that, and it's generic search. 2 other tamers I run is 2 Digimon Emperor. I ran this strictly because Ukos were a problem. It countered blue hybrid pretty well. There was times it's the bane of my deck's existence, but you need to run it. So it's other effect of if 5 or lower is deleted, you get to suspend as a draw card. It's just good because I can just keep drawing cards, because that's the whole thing. I need to get cards in hand, need to get cards in trash, need to get cards everywhere for this to work, and these help. Would I keep it at 2 now that regionals are over? Probably not. I might cut it down to 1. I still think it's useful, but I don't think it's like totally necessary. I think there's other cards I could add that could really help round out the deck. And then the last tamer we run is a 1 of Louis, because it's limited to 1, allowing you to on play promote out of raising and then gain a memory when something is promoted out of raising is amazing, because the BT6 tie is not once per turn. That's why this card kind of got hit. I mean, they specifically said because of the mat BT6, but the tie does the same thing. I don't like the representation you're not giving my deck, Bandai. Now we're going to get into the option cards of the build, and honestly, all my option cards were awesome. They did nothing but good work. I can't complain about any of them. So the first one we run is, of course, Crimson Blaze. Being a 6 cost, but then you reduce it for however many Digimon they have in play, you delete everything 6,000 or less, and then they can't play things by effects. It just destroyed Diaboromon. It really helped against the Imperial matchup. I can't complain. This was just, you're running red, you're running this card. The real MVP of my option cards was Magma Bomb. It's a 6 cost. If you have a red tamer, you reduce it by 1, so it's a 5. You delete the lowest DP. You're able to, I'm able to clear board relatively easily, and usually there's like that 1 left. And a lot of times it could be an ace, it could be whatever, but being able to not give them a ton of memory when I'm using an option card is great, because 5 memory, if I hit an ace, I can make this either a 2 cost or 1 cost, whatever. It just depends on what ace I'm killing. But yeah, it was a really great card. And shout out to Austin from my store. He's the one who said, hey, maybe you should try this out. And dude, it was awesome. Thank you. It was a great card. Loved it. Last card of the deck is a 1-of Gravity Crush. Gaining the 2 memory when I need it just to end game worked out amazing. I'm able to do all these checks, do all these swings. Sometimes you just need that 2 memory to go into a hybrid. This facilitated that. That is the build. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you thought the build was cool. I hope you try it out, because I'd love to see more people playing Bond. That's the whole goal. I want people to realize, you know, it's not a dead deck. Even after the hit, it's still good. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and seriously, if you were at Niagara event, I'll comment down below that. So I'd love to say hi. Maybe we had a game, whatever. It was fun. It was really cool meeting all new people. And yeah, I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Peace.